coming to Veg with Lisa, where today we're going to get down and dirty with some roasted root vegetables. When you think of root vegetables, you might think of the fall, and that's true. They are available in the fall, and that's when a lot of people work with them, but now is actually a really good time to make this recipe because the roots are fresh in the local markets right now. So I'm going to use beets, turnips, a couple different kinds of turnips, potatoes, and onions today. And this is one of those recipes that's not really a recipe. So you can't mess it up, trust me. Use whatever root vegetables that you have on hand. Oh, carrots, I've also got some carrots today. Whatever root vegetables you have, and if you only like carrots, only use carrots. You'll have a beautiful tray of roasted carrots. If you're lucky enough to get a hold of beets or turnips from your local market with the greens still attached, by all means snap those up. And I'll show you how to work with them. They'll often come like this. When you bring them home from the market, you want to trim them before you store them. So about an inch or two from the bulb of the root, cut the greens off. Then you can discard these, but save them to make some sauteed leafy greens. So once you've got your beets trimmed, oh, check this out. Isn't this a cool beet? This is a cylindrical beet. I like to call it a hot dog beet. And Brooke down at Herbivore in the Bad Seed Markets carries these. I think it's super cute. All right, so we're gonna use one of those. We're gonna use a regular beet. Once you've got your beet trimmed and you're ready to cook with it, you will slice the top off, slice the root end off, and just with your regular potato peeler, peel it just like you would a potato. And like I said before, often when vegetables are this colorful, they're extremely good for you. Beets are high in folic acid, cancer-fighting antioxidants. They're good for your heart. Great, so we've got that guy peeled. And we'll do the same with my turnip. Chop the top off and the root end. And then we will peel this tough skin away. Look at that creamy white flesh. So set these aside. Oh, I'm going to do the hot dog beet too. Chop the top off, chop the root off, and just peel the skin away. I think it'd be a great trick to play on one of your meat-eating friends. Peel this, steam it, stick it in a hot dog bun, slap some relish, some mustard. I think that would be good. Don't tell them I told you to try that. You want a nice large baking dish, baking sheet, at least 9 by 13, because you want the vegetables to have room to roast. If you crowd them, they tend to steam, which makes them just a little bit soggy. So spread those veggies on the pan. And then I've already chopped up 2 medium-sized red onions. Onions are fresh in the markets right now too. Then I've also got some fresh dill, also fresh from the market. I got this from one of the farmers down at Bad Seed as well. You want to start with a generous 1/4 cup of dill for this recipe, and I'm going to sprinkle a couple tablespoons on to start and set the rest aside. I'm going to drizzle on approximately 2 tablespoons of olive oil. You don't need a ton, just a couple tablespoons. That looks good. Give these a nice grind of black pepper. And sprinkle with some sea salt. Again, you can use kosher salt. So you can just kind of give this a shake. And I'm gonna pop it in the oven on 425. After about 20 minutes, you're going to want to check on your veg. Take them out. Oh yeah, they look great. Just kind of maybe give them a little bit of a stir, shake. Then I'm going to add most of the remainder of that fresh dill. I already put about 2 tablespoons on. I'm going to add another couple of tablespoons. Reserve a little bit for garnish. I'm also going to add, this is completely optional, some whole cloves of garlic. Now my friend Karen in Philadelphia, who gave me this recipe, would never do this, but I like it. Got 7 cloves of garlic. Leave the skins on. Just kind of place them around the pan. It will flavor the whole tray of vegetables, and you can also eat them, which is what I do. Just don't forget when the vegetables come out that they've got the skins on. It just gets that nice roast caramelized garlic. You can spread it on bread. It loses its bite. It's delicious. Now I'm going to put the pan back in the oven for another 20 minutes. And at 20 minutes, I'll start checking the vegetables about every 5 minutes or so until they're the desired doneness, when they're crisp and brown in places and soft and tender. Okay, back in at 425, about 20 more minutes. Let them roast. So nice thing about this recipe is you can do this completely ahead, and these vegetables taste great at room temperature. They'd be great for a barbecue or a picnic. Is a nice change to potato salad, perhaps. Some of that dill that we have reserved, you'll save just to give it a little bit of a garnish and a nice color. I think that if you are looking for wine, it's going to depend on what you're serving the vegetables with, of course, but I think Merlot would be a really good choice. I know, ever since that movie, Merlot gets a bad rap, but I think it's misunderstood. There are some really nice Merlots out there. Oh, the timer is done. Guess my second pan of vegetables is about ready to come out of the oven. So I think the earthiness of this Merlot, a little bit of fruit, I think will be perfect with these vegetables, whether you're going to eat them as part of a vegan meal or with some meat or some fish. If you are going to serve these as a vegan entree, I would saute the tops and have some sauteed leafy greens and maybe a cooked grain like quinoa. They go great with salmon. You can use some dill in the salmon preparation as well. That would tie together nicely, and the Merlot would go nice with that. And if you're a carnivore, yeah, go ahead, slap a steak on the grill, and I think Merlot would be just fine with that too. So let's give this a try. Especially these beets, those colors go with the wine, don't they? Oh, they're delicious. That's nice. I may be converted to a Merlot drinker myself. If you're a beer drinker, I think a pale ale would be great. IPA, maybe. Either one. Especially if you're eating meat and you're sitting outside on a backyard barbecue. All right. Cheers. Bon appetit.